Good morning, everyone. It's Carla, just back with a quick little craft find that I got at my thrift store the other day. They had magazines and craft pamphlets, 3 for $1. And I found 15 plastic canvas magazines and pamphlets from the 1980s primarily. Yeah, they're just really, really cool. And I got them with the idea of using up some of my yarn stash from my knitting and crochet projects. And I thought it would be a very inexpensive way to do a new craft for me. I had done these myself, just little things like some coasters and just little odds and ends back in the 80s and 90s myself, but I hadn't done it in a long time in favor of my favorite crafts, which are knitting and crochet, and a little bit of sewing thrown in here and there, and also my reborn doll making. So all this had went on the back shelf, but when I found these magazines, it just sparked something in me. And my son was over, and he ran down to Walmart, and he got me a 6-pack of Doris 10 by 13 sheets of the plastic canvas, and they were $2.97 here in Alabama for 6 sheets, so that's a good deal. And on I think they have other things at Hobby Lobby, but yesterday when I was out and about, it being Sunday, Hobby Lobby's closed, so I might try to go in there this week and see what they have. But yesterday I picked up some new plastic canvas needles at Walmart. They were $1.47 for 5. I already had one here, but it was older and it was kind of dull, and I just wanted some, even though these aren't sharp points, I wanted some that would slide through the yarn more easily and also slide through the canvas. And the only other item you need to do plastic canvas is worsted weight yarn. Now if you have sport weight, you can double up the width of your yarn to make it equal to that. You can add fantasy yarns and there are all kinds of things you can do, but I just did the basic worsted weight. And then a pair of scissors to cut the canvas for the project I was going to do. And then I always keep these little snips nearby. They came with a counted cross-stitch kind of thread kit that I had, and I love these things because they can get really close to your work and they're very precise little snippers there. So what I ended up making was this, a book cover. Now my son, when he got me the canvas, he said, well, if you ever want to make me something, I'd like a paperback book cover. And I thought, well, why don't I do that for my first project, jumping back into this craft. And so it took me a couple of days, and this is what I did. Now I used as inspiration and the design from inside this argyle pattern, but instead of doing it horizontally, I did it vertically. And so I also used the colors that he likes. He likes gray, he likes red, green, navy, and I just thought I would incorporate those into his book cover. And so here's the front. Now on the inside of this little pamphlet there, they have graphs showing, you know, how you position for each particular pattern. So I was able to follow that very easily. Worked up quickly, and you can see the designs there. And then I went from the front one, I jumped over to the back. I wanted to use the same colors of yarn, red, yellow, and green, bordered in the navy and filled in with the gray. And then for the spine, I wanted to use those same colors, so I did the navy one first. I did the same amount of rows for the gray. I did 8 rows of red, 8 rows of green, and 9 rows of yellow, and that filled it in all the way. And then I'll show you what I did inside. I did actually use some craft felt. It's 28 cents a sheet at Walmart. And I used some adhesive spray, and that's what I actually sprayed onto the back of the completed needlework, because then it's not the plastic canvas anymore. It's covered with stitching. So I had set some heavy books on it last night and then let it air out partway through the night, and this morning it was dry and ready to go. And then I attached my inside, right here you can see I made little flaps, which I didn't, totally cover. I just covered the edge. And it's just got an old book in there, one of my books. that I got at the thrift store. And then I sealed it all together. And I just went around it and attached the front to one side of the spine, the back to one side of the spine, and then just used navy to go all the way around the whole book cover. And it came out very, very nice. So I think he's going to like it, and I love jumping back into this project. It's great. It was a lot of fun. And now I've got 5 more sheets and a little bit more that I didn't use up to work with. And I've got 14 more thrifted craft books. So thank you all for watching. My battery is dying out here, so I wanted to say I hope you all have a great week ahead, and keep crafting and keep thrifting, and I'd love to see what you do with your projects as well. And there's another close-up look. You can see I really, really like it. It's just a basic, I think they call it tent stitch. I didn't do anything fancy. I let the color do the design for me. Okay, everyone, thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you all later. Bye.